Oh, freaking righty. Here we are. Is everything good on my end? Let's double, triple, mega heck and check. I could put on some tunes. We could vibe out right now, but nah, we're good. I think we'll do it later if we want to. We're live right now. Let's get that up and running. Mute my little self. Am I already muted? Yes, I am. There we go. Alrighty, let's get started. So, this stream is going to be about side hustles, and when to kind of shut them down, because a lot of people start a lot of things. I know I start way too many things, and I have probably more experience dropping stuff than I do starting stuff. So, because I've done a ton of little projects. Here, actually, this is another good topic that we can talk about. Other projects I've dropped. Cool. Yeah. So, but just generally, like, why you drop something, why you choose not to go somewhere with something, and if you put a lot of effort into something, why you push it to the side, why you maybe put it on the back burner, whatever you want to call it. Why do you drop something? So, what's up, Kenneth? How's it going? Yeah, that's how it's going. So yeah, let's get started, I guess, let's just jump right freaking into it. Why not? And it's entrepreneured, not entrepreneur, not an entrepreneur yet. I don't have a big fancy startup. All right, cool. So, also I apologize. I am slightly sick today. I have some fruit snacks here to make me feel better. This isn't a sponsored brand deal. I'm not that cool yet. Eventually, I'll be that cool. But I got my little glass of water. I got just everything's all situated. I'm a little bit sleepy, but we're gonna vibe. We're gonna vibe together. It's gonna be a good deal. So anyway, without further ado, yeah, let's jump right into it. Why not? We're getting any messages? No, we're good. All right, cool. So, a side hustle. So just kind of like the general scope of what I'm talking about. I'm totally a nerd. I don't know what you're talking about. It's my whole thing. So aside, when I say dropping something, right? I was making a lot of posts about this earlier this week, about like know your meme. Oh boy, what is this? Toast is sending me something. Shut it down now. Oh my gosh, I know. Rip 412 thrift. I talked with Aaron about this a little while ago. Aaron and Paris were a big kind of proponent, as well as Toast, on why I'm shutting this down. And I'll kind of get into that. But yeah, no, I was being stupid with the whole thing, and we're gonna talk about why I was being stupid and why it's a good decision on my end. Anyway, so general kind of discussion. What do I mean when I'm saying dropping something? Just so we're all kind of on the same field when we're talking about this kind of stuff. I was making a lot of posts earlier this week about dropping side hustles or dropping projects. I was calling them projects, and people were saying, "Well, what if it's a client project? Well, if I only drop things when it's like." I'm not talking about client projects, and I'm not talking about like full-fledged businesses, right? Like this is only for like little things that you've been working on the side, or like kind of little initiatives that you think could potentially make you some money in the future, or whatever the heck, right? Or maybe it's something that you're not planning on making money off of. Regardless, it is a side hustle. It is a side project. It is not your main thing. It is just something that you've been working on secondarily, for money, for profit, or for fun, or to help people, or whatever the heck, right? So yeah. It's not like your main thing, and it's not a client-facing thing. If it's a client-facing thing, you should try to get it done, right? Unless it's impossible, or unless you just plain and simple don't have the resources. Like, you're doing it for a client, you're getting paid for a client. You shouldn't just drop that. But again, like, I don't know too much about that. I do some work on the client side, but mostly I try to educate myself around products mostly. So that's what we're kind of talking about. Yay, awesome. 412 thrift. So 412 thrift, for those of you that don't know, was a little thing that I was working on. I really didn't get very far with it, so it's not a big deal that I'm dropping it. I really didn't get very far with it at all, but I did a good amount of customer discovery. Basically, what I've kind of assessed is I talked to a bunch of thrift stores around town in Pittsburgh, and I kind of tried to assess their problems, right? I tried to find different problems. I have sat down with some thrift stores recently and realized that I got the problem totally wrong, which is lame. It was interesting though. So I did talk to Goodwill. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit distracted. I was trying to design a hi Brian. You always join my streams. I love you. I was talking with Brian about this, about what, like the kind of project, right? It was initially a plan to build like a two-facing, like a two-way platform, right? Just a little kind of chat room online between thrift stores and thrifters. So if thrifters want to come into a shop, and they want to learn a little bit more before they go in there, so they know what they're going to kind of get, the thrift stores can kind of talk about it on this online chat room. And at the same time, the thrift stores can also publish regularly what's in the stores to get more customers in. They can publish sales. They can ask what people want, so they know what to put on the shelves out of their kind of backlog. In theory, it all works out, and everybody benefits from, like, it's a benefit. It's an actual benefit to both sides, and I have like yay, that all works. But it doesn't seem like it's enough benefit to be paid, right? Maybe I'll do it in the future. Maybe I'll try to work with that because it seemed like it was a cute little kind of thing. While Brian is hardcore spamming the React buttons. What a great guy. But so it provides a benefit on both sides, right? It sounds like it's all great in theory, right? I talked to a lot of the thrift stores, and a lot of them do have issues getting customers in the door. Most of them are repeat customers. That's how they survive. Yay, works fine. But they always want more customers in the door. However, I kind of led them to that kind of answer, right? When I was doing my discovery, when I was talking to people, when I was having these discussions, I more or less led people to that kind of answer. Like, everybody did say that, like, yes, of course, we need more customers, but it wasn't like their biggest issue. It wasn't, and I think Paris kind of phrased it this way, it wasn't a pain point level 9 out of 10, right? It wasn't something that was so freaking, oh gosh dang it, this is killing me, to the point where they would, pay somebody to solve that for them. So I did customer discovery wrong. Long story short, I went after the wrong problem. And even if I did, like, I could just pivot, right? Like, in theory, like, oh, I like thrift stores. They seem great. Yay. Like, I found the wrong problem. Let's do some more discovery. Let's pivot. That is usually the typical solution if you're in a nice market. I just really, everything that I've seen in the thrift store market is weird. Like, the only standardized things that are going on. Oh, wait, is that Asa? Is that Asa? Oh, what's up, Asa? How's it going, dude? How's it freaking going? I hope you're doing all right. You should go to sleep. You shouldn't stay up for my things. But I appreciate you being here. So there's really no money in these thrift stores. Like, it's a shockingly small amount. Toast says, how do you avoid leading to answers in customer interviews? The list of questions that don't lead. Yes. So the list of questions that I published on my website, entrepreneur.blog. Here, I can actually go and show it. Entrepreneur.blog. We'll go to, I got my past streams up here. Let's go to resources. Resources, templates, SMB customer discovery template. This is a good template. I've worked with, like, people. I've asked people, like, these are all questions that I've pulled from, like, actual entrepreneurs that have used these questions to do appropriate customer discovery. I just failed because, to be totally honest, I don't have a ton of experience with customer discovery. I was leaning off of, like, what other people have told me. You can't hear me? Can you not hear me? Everything seems good. It might be on your end, Alok. But let me know. I can try to switch some things up. Anyway, so I was just doing it wrong. The reason that I was leading in these questions was because let me try to think. What was I doing wrong? Because I was definitely doing it wrong. I think I went in there with a problem in mind was the issue, right? I went in there and I thought of something. And one of my first interview, I think, was the main issue. At my first interview, I got my head stuck on an idea. And the first kind of interview, we were chatting. Okay, cool. I'm glad you can hear me on LinkedIn, Hank. in the first interview, I was chatting with a thrift store owner, and I was asking like, "Hey, what is this going on?" And he was saying, especially for this store, the store that I was in, they were mainly having issues with. Yeah, give an example of a leading question. They were mainly having issues with customers, right? They need more people kind of sorting, and they need more clothes on the racks to get more customers in. To me, that sounded like a marketing problem. It was like, oh, you want more customers, right? And I got my head in on that. The questions that I were asking were fine, right? I was asking good questions. They were all in here. It worked okay. But I got my head stuck on when he said, when the owner of a couple of thrift stores around town said, we like a little bit more customers would be a great thing. But the real issue they were trying to get was like they need more clothes, they need more things on the racks, and they need more labor. It was honestly a labor problem, a hiring problem. But I heard more customers, and I was like, oh, that's a marketing problem. There's so many ways to solve marketing problems, and of course I have like a decent marketing background, right? So I was like, marketing. That's where I got my head stuck. And whenever I would go into the next interviews, I would ask, and I'd be like, do you have any issues with customers? And everybody would be like, yeah, we have issues with customers. It was a problem. It was a real problem that they were having, but it wasn't something like profound enough that they hated it, right? That wasn't their main issue. So that's why. That's how I kind of led into it. That's my mistake, and that was totally my bad. And I didn't mean to do that. Exactly. Of course, more customers. Everybody wants more customers. What's up, Nick? How's it going? I was actually checking out what you were doing recently. I don't know if you're. Did we get connected? Yeah, you pinged me, right? You pinged me, Nick. I may have not gotten back to you. If I didn't get back to you, ping me again. I apologize if I didn't. Everybody wants more customers. It's actually not a pain point. Yes, exactly. Very good point, Hank. So I was getting my head all stuck in marketing, because a lot of the other stories that I'd heard about successful little mini entrepreneurs were in the marketing space, right? They create a marketing solution. It's very simplified. Okay, cool. You owe me an email? Awesome, Nick. That sounds good. Rolling up my sleeves, getting all dirty with it. Exactly, Toast. Toast said that sounds like confirmation bias based on trying to fit the customer problem to your skill set. That's exactly what happened. Hey, Beth, it's good to have you here. Yeah, no, that's exactly what happened. It was confirmation bias in my own head because I was trying to fit the customer problem to my skill set. Things that I knew how to do, marketing, at least on a general level. That's what I was like. I got my head all geared in on that. So there's nothing wrong with this customer discovery template. There's nothing wrong with the questions in here. Let me actually. Yeah, we can look at this right now. These are great questions, honestly, and I'm not just saying that to like promote myself. Most of these questions I've gotten off of entrepreneurship classes, like real resources, right? Like real entrepreneurs that have done awesome things. You want to learn all of this. You want to ask all of these questions. But I got my head stuck in when I heard marketing, and you can't do that. You have to just keep it completely. You have to ask honestly, like the same 10 questions of everybody. Like, I think my bad habit was that I ask a question first, and I go in with that first kind of like, oh, tell me how your business works, right? And then I assume that that's how that business works for everybody, which is not true. So what I need to do is I need to go in, I need to relearn about the entire business from every single person that I interview, at least like the first 10 or 20, right? I need to be really aggressive about that. So yeah, I got my head stuck in it. That was my bad. This is why I'm called the entrepreneur and not an actual entrepreneur. Because I don't know what I'm doing yet. I'm still figuring it out. But regardless, the questions there are good. So I suggest you go and check this out and download it if you want to get started with customer discovery. But I did it wrong. Don't do it wrong. But yeah. So anyway, that's what I messed up on. I could pivot. Toast says, when did you first realize your approach was wrong? What was the aha moment for you? The aha moment for me was, it wasn't really an aha. I think like the biggest, it just kind of like I kept doing interviews and I kept talking to people and nobody was really reacting strongly to what I was doing, right? When I started first trying to build an actual like prototype of a thing, I wasn't getting like super awesome responses, right? I wasn't getting like, oh shit, yeah, like please, I need that. Like I wasn't getting anything intense. And after like continually talking with people, like people were on it. People were on board. I had like businesses and people on board in town. So it was like it was like a weird kind of mystery thing to me. Because it was solving an issue, right? It's like essentially free customers for them. Who wouldn't take that? But it wasn't a big enough issue that they were like willing to like shell out some cash just to make it go away, right? That's what you want. You want somebody. You want to get in this. Thank you, Chris. Oh my gosh, I appreciate the hell out of that. You want to walk into a business and you want to explain what you're building, or you want to talk to somebody. You want to do customer discovery. You want to ask the questions on the little customer discovery template, and you want every like 10 businesses in a row at least to be like, dude, holy shit, every day. I have to, like, the second I get into work, every day, I have to do this stupid thing. And they tell you this very specific thing. They tell you this very, like, this niche little problem. And they say, oh my God, I hate it. It's killing me every day. Everybody in my office hates it. Everybody that I've talked to in the industry hates it. Whatever. You want somebody to just bitch to you about something they have to deal with constantly and how much they hate it. That is like, ideally what you want to hear, right? That is the perfect little scenario. I was not hearing that. And I realized that. And like everybody that I would talk to knew would be like, oh, more customers. That sounds nice. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, sure. But there was no like, ooh, like nobody was like, oh, shit, dude, please. Absolutely build that. It was interesting. I was talking to Goodwill, which is like the largest thrift store chain ever in the U.S. I was talking to the marketing manager for Goodwill, Pennsylvania, like all of like southern PA. I was on the phone with them recently, and I was kind of explaining what I was trying to build. And they were like, "Oh, that sounds awesome. We would love that. Yeah." So that was like the most positive response that I got from Goodwill, which is interesting and odd. And I'm probably going to follow up with them and ask like if I can just build that custom for them. Because why not? Like if I can get paid to like do a little bit of contract work in that kind of space, sure. But I still have to do advertising and all of that. It still feels like it's probably not worth the amount of time that I'm going to put in if it's only one customer. But Goodwill is a big customer. Yeah. Yeah, I understand. I'll follow up on that. Like it may work like that, right? It may work like that, Toast, which is a very good point. Alex says getting very first users is tough for my product. Boom. We're going through the same journey. Yeah, let me check out what you're building, dude. Let's see what you got. Oh, you may have given me the wrong URL. Hit me up with something new. But yeah, it's a pain in the butt, dude. It's a pain in the freaking ass. You just answered the question before seeing it. What do you mean? Oh, I get you. That's funny. Yeah, I was saying like I could do contract work, right? I could do contract work in the sense of like I could just ask Goodwill like, hey, would you like me to like personally build this out for you directly? I would just need to get paid as like a contractor. So I'm gonna follow up with them about that probably. Let me actually put that on my to-do list. Follow up with Goodwill marketing manager and ask if they might want you to build out an online community for them as contract work. So that's a possibility, right? And the nice thing about customer discovery is like even if you don't find something to productize, you're still finding issues that you could potentially solve. You don't for like so many problems in businesses and the world and everything. If you're willing to put in probably like 20 hours of educating yourself online and experimenting with some stuff, you could probably learn how to do it half well. So like I don't know how to build an online group. But if I'm building it as like contract work, I'll be like, hey, I've done a lot of general marketing. I know how a lot of these programs work. I'm willing to like learn everything that I need to do and build it out for you. You can still find contract work. You can still find like freelance work. You can still find all these different little things when you're doing customer discovery, even if you can't create like a business or a product out of it, right? That's the nice thing. That's what I really like about it. So in the process of me doing customer discovery, I may have accidentally found a contract work thing that I can do for freaking Goodwill, which would be kind of cool. Similarly to that, YesPGH. So YesPGH is going well. I'll update things on later on that. The I was talking to somebody that works in the city. I think Hank actually bugged me about him. Allison Treaster. She's really cool. She's super awesome. She runs a piece of the some little branch in the city and in Allegheny County. And she's working on. She has this little program called the passport program in Pittsburgh, where she gets like a couple thousand students, and she has them all try to get them all internships. And I was like, well, gosh, yes, BGH, I run an internship platform in town for startups. I would love to help you, yay. And so while we were talking, she actually mentioned that like a resume posting, a resume listing for interns may be really, really valuable, and they would need somebody to build that out for them internally. And I was like, that's just in the process of customer discovery for ESPGH, like my little internship platform. Maybe my platform is the solution to that. Maybe I just build them out something custom, right? And I get paid for that. Heck with it. Like, that's still work. I'm down for it. It helps me sustain myself while I'm trying to build a little business. Why not? So, point is, customer discovery, if you do it right, is always it's the best possible use of your time. I have not been spending enough time doing it because there's so many opportunities that can come from it. So many, even if it's not like creating some perfect product in business. So anyway, yeah. But I didn't pivot. I could pivot on thrift stores. It seems like hiring is one of the bigger issues. I still don't know what the bigger issue is. I haven't done customer discovery correctly. There are some other things I could pivot, and I could do more discovery, and I could assess things more actively. Yes, because of location, Google Play's not showing the app. You can check out the website. Copy link address. I am curious about what you build in ALOC, or tell me from pronouncing your name wrong. ALOC. Discovering projects and jobs rather than waste energy and time with work now. It's possible now. Interesting. I think this needs a bit of translation work. Ever thought of discovering projects and jobs in nearby rather excavating portals to waste energy and time? That doesn't fully make sense to me in English. I could be wrong, though. This is a very beautiful website, though. Ooh, I love this. This looks cool, dude, though. I like it. Yeah. So this is like a local job posting thing, right? This is cool. This is super cool. I like it a lot. Let me know if I can help at all with that, because I'm literally working in the same space, for Pittsburgh at least. Anyway, I could pivot and I could find more things, but honestly, the thrift store industry seems really freaking weird. If I can work with Goodwill and I can do something contract for them and then build out something like through my experience with Goodwill, yay, kind of like what Toast just said, get the big contract with the big anchor client, then scale to the smaller ones. That is a very common reason or way to get into entrepreneurship. It's a very, very common way to build a business. You talk to some larger customer and you say, hey, I will internally build out something custom for you. You pay me for that. Solve it, but it's mine after it's done, and I get to go sell it off to a bunch of other little groups. I get to sell it to Buffalo Exchange, I get to sell it to other larger organizations, and then scale it out to the smaller ones, right? Totally valid, super valid. If I can do that with Goodwill, we'll find out, but I'm going to just focus on that one specific. I'm going to focus on Goodwill. If things work out with Goodwill, yay, but other than that, I'm dropping 412 Thrift, and which is like a reasonable kind of thing to do, because I was doing it the wrong way. Anyway, all the little thrift stores that I'm talking to, unless I get that big anchor client, there's really no money involved. None of them really have any cash. It's really sad. That's not me being greedy. It's just genuinely they probably, some of the thrift stores in town make like $500 a month. What's Hank saying? I think Hank's got a good point. Difference between customer discovery and then solution validation. When you make sure that resident would solve the problem and people would pay for it. Yes. So, very good point. Customer discovery and solution validation are different. Very good point. They are extremely similar, but customer discovery is where you have no idea. Yeah, exactly. Charles is on the same point. Customer discovery, just to kind of separate those two, is where you have no idea what the problem is, right? And then solution validation is where you know what the problem is and you're making sure that what you've created solves that problem, right? In the case of the thrift stores, I wasn't even done with customer discovery and I was jumping right into solution validation, right? I was testing a thing that I assumed solved the problem that existed. The problem didn't even exist. I was way, way ahead of myself. It sounds like with Goodwill, specifically, they sounded like they had that problem, right? Like they would love something like that built out internally. So I'm going to follow up on that. If that's a problem, then it's all about solution validation. Then I know the problem exists. They're paying me for that. I go and I experiment with a bunch of different solutions. I experiment with groups online. I experiment with Reddit. I experiment with Facebook groups. I experiment with like I don't know, everything, to see what works. Right? That's solution validation. You have a very good point. It's not all customer discovery. There's a separate step to that, and so that's a nice little resource that I could build out. That would be fun. Very good point, Hank. Yeah, no, very good point. I appreciate you picking me on that. Anyway, moving on. Thrift stores are weird. They don't really have any money, and it's not me being greedy. It's literally just like they don't. Some of them make like $500 a month because they're running volunteer bases, right? Like the money, they're not like extremely focused on profit. They're focused on helping their local communities. A lot of them are nonprofits, and they're also really, really different. Like some of them have issues with this, some of them issues with that. Like they're very varied in terms of like depending on their location, depending on how much, like if they have social kind of channels, depending on whether they're a nonprofit or they're a profit. It's depending on their management, how much experience their management has. It's really, really weird. So they all vary so much, and you don't really like to see varied stuff in an industry that you're doing investigation into. You want to see it to be niche and very specific, but you want everybody to have the same issues, right? You want it to be relatively homogenous. So I didn't really like it. I think I should move on to some other industry, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. If you have questions on other things that I have dropped so many projects. Before I did Entrepreneur, before I did anything like that, actually, before I get on that, what did Toast say? Is solution validation is also about the economics? Will they pay for what you need to charge to make a profit? Yes. So that's also a solution to validation for sure. Like, once you actually identify a real problem, then it's about like getting paid for that, right? It's about making sure you have an actual solution, but before that, like, customer discovery, you should find a problem. Before you are done with customer discovery, you should never really be done, but before you move on to solution validation, your problem, like, you want people to just bitch to you about, like, oh my god, I hate this, please, like, I wish there was an app that solved this, or gosh, what it would be amazing if a website was here that fixed this problem for me. Like, that's what you really want to hear, right? Once you get to that point, you need to make sure they're willing to pay, right? You need to quantify how big the issue is, in terms of how much time, how many man hours does this cost them? In terms of that, how much money is going down the drain for how much they're paying their employees, like the actual economics of it. That's the first step of solution validation and kind of the last step of customer discovery. Because a problem in customer discovery is, yes, there's an issue, but getting paid for it is also part of the customer discovery. It should be severe enough, and it should cause enough issues, monetarily, honestly, that people are willing to pay you to make it go away, right? I don't know, Hank, I would love some feedback on this. Is that more customer discovery? Is that more solution validation? It doesn't really matter which it is, but you only do it once you're really, really sure that you have a problem to be solved. Once you really know that there's an issue and it's causing problems and people are angry about it and upset and they need help with it. Then you should move on to the economics and make sure I can get paid for this. This is worth my time. The amount of time that I spend on this and the whatever investment or whatever the heck that I get is going to go to good use, and I'm not going to get myself screwed over because nobody's going to pay for my product, even though it solves the problem theoretically. Let's see what Hank says. Maybe if you made a form or template for the notes from customer discovery, it would force people to identify pain points from the customer viewpoint. A table with customer, story, pain point. Then part 2, find trends in the pain points, indicate a market need. Part 3, identify potential solutions in the need and validate with customers like a template form. Interesting. Oh, yeah. That might be nice. That's more of a template than a list of questions. That would be cool. Yeah. I like that. You can make that a little Excel document. I love Excel. Or no, it could be kind of like the business model canvas, right? Business model canvas. Kind of like the business model canvas. The business model canvas is nice. I like this. It's a decent little tool. It just helps you kind of formulate where your head is in terms of things. It just gets your head in the right place, right? Key partners, key activities, key resources, value proposition, revenue streams, cost structure. This is all the stuff you need to think about when you're coming up with something, right? Ideally, you do customer discovery a ton before you fill this out. So what Hank is kind of saying, what if I could make this, give to interns and VAs and have them fill it out? Yeah, no, it's true. I feel like you shouldn't outsource customer discovery, though. But that's a good point. I might make that template. That sounds fun. That sounds really productive. Anyway, moving on. Seems like solution validation is also about investigating if there are standard industry practices used among the customers, so you can make a solution that fits in a large enough segment of the customer base. Yeah, I mean that's part of I think that's more part of customer discovery. Like your problem that you're solving should be common among all different businesses, and if it is common among all the businesses, I would assume. No, you're right. Solution validation. Like when you're coming up with the actual solution to the problem, when you're coming up with the product that solves the issue you've identified, you like using industry practices, using current. One of my things actually in there on the blog is like you want to ask about existing solutions, right? You want to talk about existing solutions. So what are your current efforts in marketing, sales, hiring, firing, workflow, customer service, everything? What tools are you using for each of the above operations? How much do you pay for each tool? It's always good to ask what people are currently using to solve their problems, right? Just to see and then ask how are those tools working for you? Like are there any problems with them? You want to know everything about what they're currently using and what they're willing to pay for, right? Because if they're already willing to pay for something, why did they buy that? That solves all of your issues. Like all of your questions are immediately answered because literally it's like we paid for this because it did this specifically for us. We don't like, and if they bitch about the product they're using, we don't like that it does this. Hi Pretzel. I should be Link for Halloween. Sorry to interrupt. Pretzel, I believe that's Paris. I think we assessed that that's Paris. Or no, is it Aaron? I can't remember who we. No, I think it was Paris. You can go screw yourself. I'm assuming you saw the Facebook bomb from my girlfriend. My girlfriend dressed up for me. I'm gonna rant about this. My girlfriend dressed up as 16-year-old me for Halloween. It was a freaking nightmare. Oh my god. I got made fun of so hard. Ugh. It's ridiculous. You didn't see that? You didn't see that? Oh my god. Wait. Hold on one second. In honor of Halloween, I'm gonna be right back. Alright, so we got a Link hat on right now. I am officially dressed as Link, if that's not obvious. Now we're gonna continue. Anyway. So I'm Link. This is the Halloween episode of Entrepreneur. That would have been a great idea. Oh, I should have made a haunted entrepreneur episode. Oh, that would have been so good. We should have talked about haunted businesses for our rant. Oh, we could still do that. Why not? That's fun. Whatever. This is funny. My hair is a nightmare today. Yeah, you remember the elf costume from when I was literally 15 or 16. It was a nightmare. Oh my god. The ears are missing. I know I have the ears, but I have my big headphones on. I also have elf ears. This is not mine. This is my girlfriend's stuff. She dressed up like this. Not to be Link. She wasn't dressing up like Link. She was dressing up as me because when I was 16, I dressed up like Link and I posted a really embarrassing picture of myself on Facebook and she found it. And she dressed up as me in that photo. It was a nightmare. Yes, I know I look like Link. That's why I dressed up like Link when I was younger. Moving on to actual productive stuff. Stop it, Kenneth. Don't start this. In the rants, we will talk about how I got absolutely ripped to shreds this Halloween and how the roast is perpetual. Other projects that I've dropped. Moving on from being Link. Build a solution validation template and put it on your website. Templates are yeah. So solution validation, I feel like I don't have a ton of I have a bit of experience with customer discovery, right? Like I've done customer discovery, I'm still doing customer discovery, and I've talked to a lot of people about how that functions, right? So I feel like I have experience, but with solution validation, I don't think I'm there yet. This is the thanks for chiming in now, Asa. God freaking dang it. This stream. Hi, Diana. Oh my gosh, you joined right as we're getting all spooky and Halloweeny. We're talking about customer discovery for entrepreneurship. Yay, early things. And meanwhile, my stream is turning into I'm trying to be professional. Oh my God, you're from Australia. Gosh, I know you're from Australia. And I know you're there. But gosh dang. Actually, also Asa, one of my friends, he's also in Australia, I believe. Right? That's super cool. Isn't it super late over there? Y'all need sleep. What a setup. Dancing Diana. You should all go check out Diana. She's awesome. I love her. She makes some really, really fun stuff. She's very comedic in terms of how she presents a lot of useful information, and I appreciate it. I try to lean on some of her things because you got to be funny, you got to be entertaining. But anyway, entrepreneurs essentially. I know exactly. I'm never a professional either. I'm wearing a Link hat right now, for God's sake. 10 a.m. Okay, that's not that bad. Well, I appreciate you joining in nonetheless. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Shut up, Mom. My mom's roasting me. Anyway, entrepreneur is essentially, from what it seems like, becoming. I try to talk about professional stuff, and everybody makes fun of me. 90% comedy factor, 10% business factor. I shouldn't have let the roast in. The roast infects all things that I do. Anyway, so other projects that I've dropped and other reasons that I've dropped them, just to kind of get back on the concept of dropping side hustles, right? Diana. I have dropped, I've done affiliate marketing websites. I've done actually 2 affiliate marketing websites. One that I really want to spin up again, probably. One called Nosy Ring, where I was selling nose rings via affiliates links. Dark Link for Halloween, Dark Max. Oh my God, Halloween is past. It's Christmas time. No, it's Thanksgiving time. Don't even. So I dropped 2 affiliate marketing sites. I'm actually gonna do another one on stream. I really want to, because it's such a simple little thing to set up. I know how to do it now. It's a great learning experience for so many people. It taught me all about SEO. It taught me all about website construction. It taught me all about amazing things. Shut up, Kenneth. And I know so many people that love that kind of industry. The guy that taught me how to do it is currently working like 5 hours a week, and he makes like $100K a year off of affiliate marketing websites. He's a genius. He's a genius at affiliate marketing websites. The man is, oh my God, hold on. It's like, he's incredible at SEO. What is it? It's like work from an island. I think that's what it is. Work from an island. No, I can't find him. What is it? Oh, he's so good. I love him. What's his name? Why did I forget his name? I feel like it starts with a B. Oh my gosh. We started a little thing called All That Amber together. It was a little Amber affiliate marketing website where we sold Amber jewelry. And we actually, I think, had one sale, and it was really cool. Like, we got started with it, and only in like 4 months, I think. But like, it taught me so much, and he taught me so much about that industry, and it's such a practical little thing to spin up, because all it takes is just outsourcing content. That's really the only thing you have to spend time on afterwards. Otherwise, it's completely like passive income almost. It's amazing, but you have to be really careful with it, and there's a whole process to it. I would love to do that. I would really love to do that. Honestly, I could spin that up in a week. Like, it would take me less than a week to spin that up. We could do most of it on stream. I would love to do that. I want to invite Rachel on for some affiliate marketing stuff. I feel like I'm probably going to do it with bring this guy on as a guest. Yeah, exactly. No, I want to bring him on as a guest. My friend, I love him. Oh my God, he's so cool. He's so cool. He's so friendly too. He's such a nice dude. He's so wholesome. What is his goddamn name? We're going to look him up on LinkedIn because I'm dying right now. Who do I know that has worked at Amazon? Because he was working at Amazon for a little while. It's really funny because he knows Amazon affiliate marketing so well. Current companies, Amazon, all filters, first degree connections, no, all filters, he's working at Amazon, first degree connection, English, first, apply. Where is he? JT. Bobby Kenya. Oh my God, I love you, Bobby. I don't know why, I remember his name starts with a B. I always forget his name for some odd reason. My girlfriend just texted me, lol, you forgot his name. Shut up. It's true, yeah. Everybody, at least from with his kind of his level of skill, has worked at frickin' has worked at Amazon at one point. Bobby is amazing. I love him. Look at him. He's so nice. He's such a wholesome fella. I adore him. He's a senior product manager. Look at him. He's a senior goddamn product manager, and he finished freaking grad school like a year ago. He's amazing. He can do whatever the frick he wants. Oh my god, he runs so many cool things. He runs so many cool things. But he literally, like, he's chilling. He is absolutely chilling. He's amazing at affiliate marketing. I want to invite him on. What's up, George? How's it going? I want to invite him on, and I want to have him as a guest. Absolutely. I'm actually going to write that down because I desperately adore him. He may not be down. He may just be down to talk about it because he likes to keep a lot of the things that he does kind of secret because he's really, really good at it. And I'm not going to give away any of his secrets. We're just going to build something live, and then he's going to kind of help us out. Hopefully, if he's down. We'll see. Bring on Bobby. Bobby for affiliates. Cool. Awesome. Sick. Dope. So he's amazing, but I've done 2 affiliate marketing websites. I might do both just for fun, just for hex, if I can get it really like nailed down online, be really speedy with it. Why not? So that's great. I dropped both of those because honestly, it took a really long time. And the long runway for me was really scary for some reason because I'm a big fat wuss. I'm a big fat wussy pants. And I just didn't stick with it. Honestly, that was the reason that I dropped it. But I'm totally going to get it done soon. It might be one of my next few streams. I'm going to ping Bobby soon. Actually, let me write it down to ping Bobby. I always get so much stuff done, so many good ideas from these streams. Ping Bobby about if he wants to be on a stream and help you rebuild all that amber. Cool. Anyway. So those are some projects that I've dropped. What were some other things that I didn't do? I had a blog. I was really into blogging for a little while. And I do some, like entrepreneur.blog. I do some blogging. You can check out some of the stuff here, like the Perfect Entrepreneurship class, startup internships, and what to beware of. Just like careful with a couple different little things. I do some blogging now. I'm actually gonna blog for I think another group soon. So I've always enjoyed like some long form writing if it's stuff that I really enjoy. But I started a blog called Yesterday Parade with me and a bunch of my friend groups, and I loved the name. It was yesterdayparade.com. It was really funny. And we would just blog about stupid shit. I blogged about some really gross stuff. It was really interesting. The website isn't up anymore, sadly. It faulted and it fell down because we just weren't active on it. But me and like my group of like 6 friends, I was like, hey, we should all start a blog together. And they were all like, oh, heck yeah. And that was back when I was just starting the affiliate marketing stuff, so I knew how to spin up websites really quickly and how to get all that done and all sorts of fun stuff. Honestly, I was using WordPress back then. Given what I've done with Webflow, oh my god, Webflow is like a billion times easier to build a blog. It would take me a day to build a frickin' blog now with Webflow. Like, oh my god, Webflow is 10 billion times better than anything I've ever seen in my entire life. It like using like Bluehost and WordPress and all of this BS like costs you first of all so much money. Like you have to pay up front. Like there's no monthly fee. It's a nightmare. But WordPress sucks, dude. I hate it. I love Webflow so much more. So I started a blog with them. That was really fun. We dropped that because honestly nobody was participating. But seriously, I think blogging is super fun. Even if nobody reads your stuff, it's such a nice little bonding thing to do with your friends. And I may actually restart it back up if I'm feeling into it. With some of my friends later, just so we can blog about dorky stuff. But that was when I was getting really into exploration, and we were gonna film our adventures and post videos, and it was gonna be this whole thing. But we never ended up doing it because just people were too busy. It's hard when you assemble a team, even if it's not for a company, you want to make sure that everybody's really on board. And I was just kind of assuming everybody was on board. They said they were on board, but I know. Oh my god, Bluehost sucks like big fat frickin' It sucks shit. It sucks shit. I hate it. I hate Bluehost. Oh my god. The UI is the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life, and I absolutely despise it. I could spin up an affiliate website probably really, really quickly with Webflow, honestly. I think it would be really cool, and I would want to teach Bobby about that because Bobby still uses Bluehost. And he's found a really quick way to do it because he's templatized everything. But jeez, just use Webflow for everything, please. Please, dear God. I want to become a Webflow affiliate. I would love to. Anyway, excuse me. I would love to be sponsored by Webflow. If anybody knows anybody that works at Webflow, please introduce me. I would love to be sponsored by them. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so I've dropped a lot of projects is the point. I'm getting a little bit rambly, but I've dropped a lot of shit. I have more experience dropping stuff than I have actually starting stuff. So if you have any questions about that, would love to kind of move on with that. But basically, if you like as a general kind of topic, if your project, if you've done customer discovery wrong, if you know that people aren't responding the way that you want to, if they're not genuinely frustrated with the problem that you are solving, either move on or pivot, because it's pretty dang obvious when people aren't ecstatic about what you're doing, right? You should like ask them about an issue, and you should just hear complaints after complaints after complaints. Like, we have no idea how to do this. We've tried everything. Oh my gosh, it's such a pain in the butt. Jeff, come over here. Can you tell them all about how much you hate this? Like, that's what you want to hear, right? If you're not hearing that, drop it or pivot. Or do more customer discovery, right? Or ask different questions. If it's taking a ridiculous amount of time and you're not, honestly, like, even if there's traction, but it's sucking your life away. I know startups always tell you to hustle, like everything in the whole startup world is always very, very just like keep working hard, never give up, blah, 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 blah. All the inspirational posters say that kind of stuff. And like, motivation is great. Motivation is awesome, but like pushing where there may not be anything, even if you were getting a little bit of traction, like I was honestly getting a little bit of traction on 412 Thrift, but like I was putting a decent amount of effort into it, and I wasn't. Yeah, 412 Thrift is a bad example. I was doing it wrong. But if like I've put an effort into a lot of different things, and I've just honestly received not a ton of feedback, and people keep asking me to do things, and people keep like pushing you different directions to say, oh, could you do this for me? Oh, could you do this for me? Like, if that is kind of happening and you're getting pushed in all different directions, and you're not able to find a consistent kind of flow for how things function and how things need to be solved, and like, don't get yanked around is what I'm trying to say. I'm being roundabout with it. Basically the two things are, if your customer discovery doesn't seem to be netting anything serious, move on. If you are getting dragged around by all sorts of different customers that you're trying to talk to, don't let them drag you around. Like, if you get paid for it, great. If it's not what you want to do, and it's a bunch of different shit, and it has no kind of relevance to each other, and it's just all over the place. Exactly. Toast is explaining this way better than me. It's about opportunity cost. Don't waste your time because everybody wants you to do everything. When I was just getting started, everybody wanted me to build everything. Everybody wanted me to do everything for them. Everybody wanted me to do, like, when I was just getting started marketing, everybody wanted me to do marketing for them for free. Like, oh, could you help me here? Oh, could you help me with this? Oh, like we can talk like equity in the future, blah, 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 blah. But like, dude, like, get paid, get compensated for what you're doing. Equity is cool if you're working at a startup, but like, just get paid for what you're doing. Understand that you have limited time as a human being. If you're learning a ton, great, that's awesome. But if you are trying to like get shit done, to start a company, to like make something real happen, don't waste your time with people that are dragging you every which way, right? And that's hard to tell sometimes, but just like be aware. If things aren't like coalescing into a specific line where you can build a product, solve a problem, get paid for it, then fuck it, right? Yeah, and Steve Jobs has a famous quote. Toast kind of said it. Pretzel is crying, but Toast said, like, deciding what not to do is as important as deciding what to do. I think it was like, it may not have been, I think it was like Bill Gates or somebody. There's also another quote on that. I hate motivational quotes so much, but like one of them is like, I'm successful because I learned how to, like, it's not exactly like word for word, but it's like I'm successful because I learned how to say no, right? I have said no to so much shit. There's a really funny little thing. This is a great example. I was talking to somebody, just wanted to call me. I was in Miami, I think like a year ago. Almost a year ago, actually, exactly. And this guy called me. He saw what I was doing on LinkedIn. He was like, "Oh, you're building really cool stuff here at CMU. CMU is a great drama school. CMU also has a great computer science school. This is super cool. Check this out." Um, and he hopped on a call with me just out of the blue, and he said, I think somebody just asked if I was wearing the link hat on one of my separate chats, and yes, I'm wearing the link hat. Check it out. It's great. This is a Halloween episode. It's spooky. But he asked me. This guy just hopped on a call with me, and he asked me. He's like, "Hey, so I have this awesome idea." And I was like, "Oh, cool. Tell me what it is. Like, explain. What are you talking about?" Um, Thicko mode 42069. Who is that? Who is Thicko mode? That's a hilarious name. Oh my god. But he said like, "Hey, I've got this great idea. Check this out. You have a great drama school. You have a great computer science school. How about this? You go and do this for me. This is my idea, but I want you to build it. Um, go out and find a bunch of drama students that are interested in this, and then find some computer science students, and I want to create a show. I want to create like a techie kind of show, like a play, right? Like a presentation online. And uh, and I want to get everybody together, and I want to assemble this, and I want to, I'm getting a little bit sidetracked here. I'm getting distracted in my head, but essentially it was like, I have a theater proposition for you. We'll make a show. We'll do all this. I need you to go out and find everybody that needs to be involved. Like, essentially, it was like, you should do all the work. This is my idea. This is super awesome. This is going to work. Trust me. Go get everybody. I need 6 people in the drama school, and I need like 5 people in the computer science school. And I was like, okay, first of all, like, what's in it for me? And he's like, well, you get to be a part of this awesome initiative. Like, this is going to be an amazing thing. Don't you want to be a part of this? And I was like, okay, what are you doing? Like, I'm not going to do all the work. Like, I was very, like, taken aback. It was very, very odd. And I kind of said, God damn it. Oh. No, he wasn't paying anything. He wasn't paying anything. He just wanted me to go out and build this for him. And so I said, listen, I don't really have the time for this kind of thing. I appreciate the proposition. Yes, it's my link hat under the headphones. Leave me alone, thicko mode. I know who you are. Frickin'. Yeah, exactly. Was he paying at least? So he didn't offer to pay me. He was just like, go out and build this. This is going to be an amazing thing. You're going to be lucky to be a part of this. Make it happen. He was essentially just presenting the idea, right? I said, listen, I don't have time for this. And he literally, before he hung up on me, he said, you need to make more time in your schedule for opportunities like this because you're missing out on so much. And I was like, all right, goodbye. Like, that's an example of like people that are just like people that are very aggressive, right? It's super, super easy, especially when you're just getting started. This is mostly for students. It's super, super easy when you're doing kind of customer discovery like this and hopping on calls with people and just getting into networking and being productive and all sorts of different stuff, right? Exactly. Just say hell no. Like, you need to learn to say no. It doesn't. Oof, 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 oof. You are going to get dragged every which way. I got dragged every which way by a lot of different things, and I had to learn very quickly to say, like, fuck you to a lot of people, because it's like, this is turning into more of a rant than it should be. Just be really careful. Be really, really careful. Focus on shit that you want to work on. Get paid for the stuff that you are doing, especially if it takes up a lot of your time. Unless it's a formal internship and you know it's unpaid, see if you can get a stipend from your school. If it's an unpaid internship, make sure that you have like it's everything that you very specifically want to learn. Like, don't just sell your freaking time to people that are taking advantage of students, taking advantage of people, taking advantage of people that are curious. Like, it happens so often. Just don't. Yeah. So the 2 people with the memeiest names, both of which include 69 in their name, are hardcore memeing in my chat right now with different emotes. I appreciate that. You're all very weird. Anyway, moving on. So that was a little bit of a rant. But regardless, let's move on. So the things that I'm going to be moving on to, I have some extra time now, right? I'm dropping 412 Thrift. I might get a more specific kind of situation with Goodwill if they can pay me to make something out. Backbone, yeah, we can call it that. It's also just being fed up with people, and people trying to take advantage of other people. It's so prevalent. But moving on, the things that I'm going to be working on now with the spare time, I like some people have been pushing me into hiring because hiring is a big issue, and I've assembled like a hiring roundtable, and like somebody, actually I have a friend over in I think France right now, who's a genius at computer science, wants to build a product with me, wanted to go into hiring. We'll see if we can make something cool there. And I'm doing SPGH already, right? I have an internship platform. Maybe I should just go for a startup hiring platform in Pittsburgh and see if I can make something happen with that. It is a problem. It's by far, like, for sure, certainly a problem. But is it like, it's such a vague, overall, generalized problem. It's really hard to nail down. But I'm in conversation with people. I'm going to start interviewing businesses that need to hire, and I'm going to say like, would you pay for this? Like, is this a thing that I could like charge for? Like, and I'm going to think about like how much resources it's going to take. Because hiring takes a lot of resources. You need a large network. With students, it's a little bit easier because there are like organizations, universities that you can go to, and you can target groups and clubs, and it's a little bit easier to build a network there. It could be and it might be harder to do hiring. We will find out. I don't know. But hiring is something that I'm going to go for. And if you have any advice on this at all, Hank, I would want to help some of our Moss Generation companies hire. And I'm probably going to do a resume list because I recently assembled a hiring roundtable. I'm probably going to do a resume list rather than a job board. The oven is turned off for tonight. I'm glad, exactly. The roast of Max Mirho. So I'm probably going to be doing hiring. I'm going to check that out. I might just build a separate little website on Webflow. Yes, extend the SPGH to allow resume uploads, probably. The problem there is, like, I don't think I can do that on Sheet2Site. I may have to make a separate website in Webflow, which I might just do anyway. We'll see. We'll find out. We'll check it out. You'll do it for me? Will you? Pretzel? Hit me up. Send 50. There we go. Anyway. I'll do it for 49. 69, 69, 69, 69, 4. And throw a hat in. What kind of hat? Now we're memeing. Now we're just memeing. Anyway, so hiring is something that I'm probably going to work on. We'll find out. There's a group in town that may want me to do a resume board. We'll see. Unusual Stormy Storm Napoleon Complex. What? Unusual Stormy Storm Napoleon. What are we? What? I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Anyway, I'm gonna stop being distracted. I want to do customer discovery into a new field. I'm going to go into hiring. I'm going to talk to people in hiring. I'm going to like nail down on hiring. I'm going to talk to some larger companies in town that might be able to spend a little bit more. I'm going to talk to more startups in town about like what are their hiring issues. I'm going to be a little bit more aggressive with that because I think like I have this group. I may as well make a job board at least or a resume upload for people that want to apply and work for startups, right? It's very fundamental with what I'm doing with my startup group in town, and it fits with the SPGH. But I do want to do discovery into a separate field as well, just for fun, to see if I can find something niche because I do want to work with a couple people want to build products with me. I'm down for that. Customer discovery, like I need to get better at it anyway, and I want to target something a little bit more specific, right? So thrift stores just sounded fun. It's like there's a lot of small businesses on an idealized level. It sounded great because it's a lot of small little pockets here and there. There are big chains in the industry that I could talk to and sell to potentially. Everything looked great from that kind of perspective. Just turned out there was no money there, which is what some people said initially. I respect them. I think Tony said it initially. She was right. What I want to do next, how about eat yourself, Thicko Mode? You're not supposed to be on here. Thicko Mode's my sister. She's memeing on me. No. I'm not talking about thrift stores anymore. Thrift stores suck. We're moving on. Actually, you may be able to help me with this. thicko mode. So what I'm looking for now is I'm looking for an industry that has, like, first of all, high ticket sale items, right? Because the classic story that I love to tell, and the one that I would love to mimic, Tony was right, yeah. The one that I would love to mimic is like the LASIK story, right? Okay, whoever you are, chill the fuck out. Um, uh, the LASIK story is like where he talked to a bunch of LASIK little businesses. There's little boutique LASIK businesses. They all had problems with their email lists, and because they had such a high ticket selling price, whenever they made somebody convert off of their email list, that was like a couple $1,000s in profit for them. So because there was a couple $1,000s in profit, he was able to sell his little marketing package for significantly more valuable stuff, right? That's what I say when I hit up the buffet. The Kumog out of it. Stop it, Jess. Now you're falling into the meme trap. Um, but yeah, so like high ticket items, right? Everett. Hello, Everett. It's not a rant. It's good advice about being selective. Your model, build, experiment, learn, evaluate, then relaunch with new knowledge. Exactly. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Everett. Yeah, I'm ranting a little bit. I usually do a rant where I just like kind of get into a little bit of a mode where I talk a ton about like things that I don't like within entrepreneurship and within the industry. But you're totally right. I appreciate you. Thank you. It is good advice, I think. Like spend your time on valuable shit. Don't waste your goddamn time, especially not as a student. Like use it to learn. That's awesome. But learning can be disguised, and a lot of startups and a lot of businesses love to disguise learning as not paying an intern to do free shit for them, or not paying a curious student trying to build a company to do free shit for them. It happens a lot, and I see it happen a lot. So just be selective with the things that you do, things you spend time on. Honestly, if you have like issues or you're deciding on things to do, message me. Shoot me a message. Shoot me a text. I'll send you my number if you message me on LinkedIn. Like, shoot me a text and ask me. I'm down to help. I would be happy to help you evaluate free labor. Yeah, exactly. I would be happy to help you evaluate whether or not an opportunity is valuable for you, right? I would actually like, and honestly, that might be a nice resource too. I should write that down. Let me write that down in my little entrepreneur thing, because that would be a nice resource to do too. Boop. Creates a more templatized. Well, I think the list of questions is nice. I might create a template for customer discovery later. I think the question list right now is good. Creates a maybe like a meter, or create a scale to judge whether or not a new opportunity is really worth your time. Hey, that'd be cool. What if we made like a flow chart? What if we made like one of those really long-winded flow charts? Giant flow chart. Like some of these, right? Right? Like I love these things. These are really funny. This is like how this is a really complicated thing. This isn't important. But like you create like a big flow chart like this, right? Exactly. It's like the unpaid internship I got. Like that was good. I wanted to learn marketing, and I was working with somebody that had direct experience marketing. The reason that I chose that was because I knew it would teach me things that were actually valuable. And it was already something that I wanted to learn about. So it was valuable for me in that sense, and I was getting paid for other things, so it was good. But that was a very, very careful decision that I had to make, right? I would love to make a big flow chart like this for whether or not an opportunity is actually valuable. So actually, that sounds fun. I might do that. Giant flow chart. That would be cool. Flow chats, flow chart. There we go. Anyway, so that's cool. I want to do customer discovery into something with high ticket sales, and very, very specific, right? I want it to be a small industry. Entrepreneur board game, that'd be fun. But yeah, thicko mode. Tell me about this. What do you think? Like high ticket sale items, like the LASIK is a good example because it was a medical little procedure. It was its own independent little thing. It's where they do little eye surgery, right? Like I was thinking about like plastic surgery for a little while. I was thinking about like cryogenics, or like very, very, very niche things. That may have problems with marketing, that may have problems with like certain operations, that may have problems with sourcing certain things. I would love for it to be high ticket sales though, or at least like medium to high ticket sales. So that way, like they are making like the amount of revenue that they're making or profit that they're making is decent throughput, right? A mind map. Mind maps are also awesome. Completely agree, Everett. Mind maps are also awesome. I love making mind maps. There's a little program called Xmind. I think I have it. I had it up here. Yeah, Xmind Zen. Xmind Zen is right behind my little. Yeah. See, I dragged it over my desktop. It looks like this. It's called Xmind. Very, very cool. Great little program. Helps you make mind maps. It's awesome. I love mind maps. Notion. So yeah, I was talking with Aaron about Notion. Notion looks weird. Notion looks really funky. Because it's essentially like it's a note-taking collaboration application with markdown support, integrates task worksheets and databases. The company describes the app as an all-in-one workplace for note-taking, project management, and task management. It's like I don't. It lets you create apps for yourself, but not like apps on your phone, right? Like it lets you create like collections of information, right? We need to talk about this. We need to talk about this next time we hang out. Next time I'm in Schwartz, because Notion is weird. Like I don't know what I want to see like examples of what it's used for, and then I'll understand. But I need to work by examples. And it creates apps that are embedded in the Notion app. Okay, so like, yeah, like Jess, I would love to if you explained it to me too. Like, what do you use it for? Is it just for like note taking? Is it for creating like a little app on your phone? Like, oh, like every single time I go to the grocery store, I always need these things. Let remember it by making like a little app on my phone that I can just pull up via the Notion app, right? Is it for something like that? Like what? Like examples. I need examples of what it's used for before I actually use it. But I do want to use Notion because it looks really popular in terms of prototyping. Documentation. Okay. Documentation. Versus Google Docs, calendars, wikis, Asana. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, so it's an interactive document like a Google Doc, saving code snippets. Okay, thank you, Virgie. Interesting. So it's for saving. Okay. So it's more for like if you're building something and you need all the information for all the little changes that you're making to be in one place, that's where you collect information. So if you're building something together, yeah, so it's documenting code you usually do in the code. Okay, that makes more sense. So like if I'm building a project with people, it's a project management kind of thing. If I'm building a project with people, it's a way to keep all of our notes together in one place for all the different things that we're doing. So if anybody has any questions or like there's questions about like user for mind mapping, interesting. No? Okay, maybe I'm getting this wrong. High ticket purchases that scare people. Yes, thank you, Toast. High ticket purchases that scare people. Any cosmetic surgery, technical consumer product, adventure vacations. Adventure vacations. Processly. Okay, that's a great example. I know how Processly works. That's cool. That's a great example. So it's like a collective workplace. That makes more sense. Yeah, so, okay. Cosmetic surgery makes sense for sure. I may want to target a specific cosmetic surgery. I think cosmetic surgery would be interesting. I'm just worried about getting to the doctors. I don't know. Let's check out what this is. I am very curious about Notion. What do we got? Oh, look at this later. We only have like 15 minutes or 20 minutes left in the thing, and then I gotta go do stuff. But I appreciate that. Thank you, Jess. I'm gonna look at that later. That'll help me a lot. Because it looks cool and it's used by a lot of no coders, so I think it would be nice. So yeah, high ticket sales, things that scare people. So a cosmetic surgery that makes sense. It's stop it, pretzel. Complex technical consumer product. Maybe. I feel like they already have. Maybe. No, maybe. Yeah. I would also love to go into the security industry, like just looking at like different security protocols and figuring out things like that. But I feel like the product that I'm going to be building there is pretty technical because all the security stuff is already pretty technical. Yeah, I don't know. I would love to interview like security guards. That'd be fun. What if I made like an app for security guards that were all bored and had to do night shifts? They could all text each other. That'd be funny. That'd be really funny. You can always come up with funny ideas. I doubt that's the issue. I highly doubt that that's ever going to be a freaking issue. But yeah, So high ticket sales. I feel like cosmetic surgery isn't a bad place to be. Omegle for bored employees. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Night shift employees. Um, Shut up, Toast. Toast is making fun of me. Why do I want to investigate the security industry? Ooh, because I've always had the kind of a fascination between with like security cameras and security guards and like sneaking around people and the whole like stealth video games and that whole kind of thing. It's always really cool. I liked playing Thief when I was a kid. I loved playing Thief. I recently finished one of the texting Z message. Hey, texting that only works at night. Oh boy, that would be used for a lot of scandalous stuff, Hank. That would be used for a lot of scandalous stuff. Um, yeah, that's funny. That's really funny. There's a lot of funny. I love that we come up with all these really funny ideas here. This would be shit's hilarious. Um, Anyway, but yeah, I want like a high ticket item, a high ticket sale item. That would be ideal. Something in the medical space, maybe, as long as it doesn't like have to deal with a lot of regulations and all that kind of crap. I might try to go for cosmetic surgery. I was doing a little bit of investigation there at one point. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I would love suggestions on industries to go into though, because I would love like something high ticket, something simple, or I can create like a marketing solution or something like that. That would be awesome. Yeah, so I would love suggestions there though, because I don't honestly know too much, but I want to get started immediately, and I want to be really, really aggressive with it this time, like hardcore aggressive. Like I want to send out like 1,000 emails via like a freaking like a pipe drive or something. I want to be really aggressive with like a CRM, and I want to manage it, and I want to be like hardcore with it. Anyway, we got like 20 minutes left. I guess we can just rant. Yeah, got to get the rant on. Updates to some other things. So I've been blockchain. Oh, don't get me started. Is blockchain still popular? Blockchain is still popular. I talked to a blockchain company out in Seattle when I was there visiting, and they had this whole interesting little setup. It was interesting. It was like blockchain for startups. It's such a weird industry. Some people are doing it right, but some people are doing it really wrong, and they're giving the whole industry a bad reputation. Anyway, so updates on some of the stuff that I'm working on. Yes, BGH is actually going really well. I'm really happy with it. Let's actually check Google Analytics. Google Analytics. Bop. Oh, it's gonna make me do this shit again. I hate this. You know this about me? What do you mean? That I'm confused about blockchain? I know blockchain for startups. Rip those guys. It's so popular. Don't. I'm sorry, Jess. I just don't know enough about it. Haha, you're very funny, Dad. They do make a good CRM. It's just like there's a lot of people that give it a bad name, right? There's a lot of people that don't actually like. There's a lot of people that just talk about blockchain being like, oh, it can solve every problem in the entire world, when it's like meant for very specific things, and it needs to be used for those specific things before it's adopted widely for everything, right? That's the same with every single piece of technology, every single new technology that has ever come into existence. Exactly, Virgie. Exactly. We need to wait a few years. It's still in the hype cycle. It needs to drop out of the hype cycle, and the real people that are using it in real ways will rise to the top. People will understand that this is what it's used for, this is what it's valuable for, and people will start to adopt the actual technology more aggressively. It's just right now it's in the hype cycle, and people are being shitty about it. Some people are being exactly, Virgie. It's all hype right now. It's very frustrating. I hate that it makes me do this. No, no, no. I don't want to do this. I want to sign into this, and then I want to sign into this. Please just end me. God damn it. I want to die. This is so frustrating. Because I'm signed in on my freaking with my old Gmail here, it makes me go through this annoying little sign-in process, and then it does this, and it's such a pain in the booty. Oh my gosh. Duo authentication, blah 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 blah. Freaking duo. Yada 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 yada. It's such an annoying little process, but I do want to check this out. Robbie, what's up, Robbie? Exactly. It's just a super secure database, and then it's used for other things. I'm switching now to this. Kill me, end me. Oh my God. Just give me Google Analytics. Google Analytics. Sign in with a different account. Dear God, please. I'm going to scream. Some very cool project. No, for sure. No, I know it is a valuable like piece of technology. It's just like users in the last 30 minutes, 7 users in the past 24 hours, I think. Activity over time, yeah. In the past 30 days, we got 22. That's nice. Probably like 3 of those are me. Yeah, there's some very cool stuff being built on the blockchain. It's just still in the hype cycle, and we need to wait. Yeah, in the past 30 days, we got 22. So people are using this, right? People are visiting this. I'm glad. I appreciate that, Virgie. If I can help you build anything, or if an entrepreneur can do anything, I would love to talk. But yeah, see, people are using this. I'm not promoting this regularly. Oh, can you? Where do you omit your own visits? How? Teach me, Aaron, please. Pretty cool blockchain stuff. Filter out your IP for Google Analytics. Ooh, I'll do that later. That's awesome. I'm afraid that it's all gonna get. All right, cool, awesome. I'll do that. I appreciate that, Aaron. I'll do that soon. I'm afraid that it's all gonna drop to 0. Like nobody's actually been visiting it. But no, I've been sending this out, and I know I'm almost positive for a fact that all of this isn't me. I don't visit it that often. But like it's going well. Like people are using SPGH. It's nice. Like there's a couple of people. It's not even during the summer. It's super cool. I'm really happy with it. And I'm excited to promote it to more people. I've been talking with the city, and they really like it. They're promoting it for me. They're putting it on one of their like a thing that like has access to like to 1,000 students are using this one little platform, this little website they have, and they're putting it on there. So hopefully I'll get a boost from there. I've been adding it to a lot of like little groups in town and having them promote it out and push it, which is great. Yay! Very excited about that. People are using SPGH and it has like a bit of adoption. Very excited about that. The next step is just monetizing it, right? So I can source some students. I can source a good amount of like jobs, and I'm fine with that. If I can position it to like co-working spaces, and I can position it to like other groups in town that have a lot of startups or maybe accelerators, and say like, hey, I can find you interns. Just pay me like $100 a month. Drinking water. Don't worry. If you pay me like $100 a month, I will give all of your companies access to this group, right? This little program online, right? This internship board where they can post all the internships they want. I publish it to 100, 1,000 students, whatever, however many I can get, right? Maybe I can get paid for that. That would be awesome. We'll see. But things are going really well with the SPGH. I'm very happy with that, and it's actually making progress. Maybe I'll get paid for it soon. MossGen. Things are going great with MossGen. My partner, Andy, in MossGen, has moved away for about 6 months. I'm extremely sad. He's one of my best friends, if not my best friend. I love him dearly. He has gone to China for 3 months, and then he will be moving on to SF for 2, maybe 3 months to do some more fundraising. But he's in China for manufacturing to help build his startup. He's kicking butt. Very, very proud of him. He's awesome. Very sad that he left. I'm going to cry. Yes, exactly. The SPGH users will blow up, and I'm going to run some ads around that time to get people on the platform. It's going to be a whole thing. Anyway, though, Andy moved away for a little bit. Very sad. Avast security browser. Other browsers signed in. Gmail account separate from Chrome or the browser you know. Interesting. I'll check that out, Everett. I appreciate that. But yeah, so the SPGH is going fine. It's middle of the frickin' like year. Nobody's going to be interested in internships right now. There are opportunities. I'm going to be like kind of aggressive with it. We'll see. We'll figure it out. But it's going well. People are using it, and I think there's some opportunities to get paid. So we'll figure it out. MossGen, my startup group in Pittsburgh, has been going well. My partner has left, so he has left. Basically, I'm going to be taking care of it for the next while. He's going to be helping me a little bit, but I'm mostly going to be meeting with sponsors, handling everything, running the events for the next 6 months. Things are looking good. We have some events planned, one for January, one for February, it's looking like. I'm going to be aggressive and try to get one for December. So we'll have 3 in a row, hopefully. And I'm going to be super, super hardcore about finding more sponsors. On my list right now is I have like a list of like 70 sponsors in town. that might want to sponsor MossGen, either just on the website or building a newsletter right now. Maybe they just want to sponsor the newsletter, or they want to sponsor events directly, right? Whichever it is, I'm going to be really, really hardcore on that. Hank, if you can help me out at all, would love it. Absolutely. If anybody on stream right now knows, let's see actually how many people are on stream right now. Oh, we got 15. This is a nice big stream. If there's anybody that wants to get in touch with Pittsburgh startups and you want to, I run the largest Pittsburgh startup group in Pittsburgh. Largest Pittsburgh startup group in Pittsburgh. I run Pittsburgh's largest startup group. If you want to get in touch with any of the tech startups here, any of the small companies here, I can make that happen. Plug in myself real quick. If you want to sponsor, help out with Moss Generation, would love to see you. Would love to talk to you. Would love it if you messaged me. I can get you in front of a lot of different people, and I can let you host events. I can do a lot of different things. So, but that's my next steps on Moss Gen. Very excited about that. Hoorah! But yeah, things are going good on both ends. Very, very happy. Having a great time. Very comfortable. And things are going good with clients too. I have some clients, and I think I have some more coming up soon. Shit is lit. What do we want to rant about? Toast, pretzel, what do we want to rant about? Because I already ranted a good amount about like valuing your actual time as a human being and a student, and how people are assholes and take advantage of you frequently. Is there anything we got to rant about? Oh, the freaking hat. Okay, so this is a nightmare. Drop it. Shut up, pretzel. Oh my god. Ooh, let's go on Facebook. Let's go on Facebook. Stupid profile headlines. Oh my gosh, that's not bad. My meme thing is actually doing well. I think I have a good amount of followers on my meme page on LinkedIn, which is hilarious to me. I'm also going to rant real quick and show you how embarrassed I got by my girlfriend. She just savagely ripped me apart. Let's see. What do we got? I can't find it. There's a photo somewhere. I think I have it on my phone. Let me see if I can find it on my phone. A huge pain for you? What is? The profile headlines? Or me looking like a dork? Let me find this photo. You're going to think this is hilarious. No. Come on, where are you? Here we go. Can you see this? It's hard to see. A little bit. Maybe I can reduce the glare. You can't really see it that well. That's my girlfriend. She's dressed up in a Link costume. The profile headlines. We'll go over that in a second. My girlfriend's dressed in a Link costume. It is absolutely ridiculous. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. I gotta go search my sister's profile. Boop. Boom. Ba-ba. Oh, she shares so many things. There's no way I'm ever gonna find it. Too many things about pooches and dogs and cute things. Oh my god. It's impossible to find. She shares so many memes. She's very, very active with the memes. It's very funny. Oh, come on. Oh, you're a nightmare, Marla. You're a nightmare. Oh, it's all RuneScape memes, too. It's all RuneScape and corgis. I mean, to be fair, those are the two things that we're both very passionate about. Here we go. Oh my god, that's my girlfriend. That's me when I was 16, god damn it. And she dressed up like me. That's where I got the hat and where I got the goddamn elf ears, alright? She stuck it's ridiculous. She went to a Halloween party dressed as 16-year-old Max. I hate it. This is very fun though. You're funny. You're a funny guy. You're real funny, 69, Mr. Pretzel. Mr. or Mrs. Pretzel. How many post impressions? Been doing good with the memes. How many followers do we have on the meme page? If you're bored, you should go follow the meme page. We're making fun of LinkedIn. Yeah, we got 33 followers. I think that's really funny. That's been going really well. So, like, the little things that I'm building. I wore the costume. Yes, Mom. I wore the costume, and this little link, or a different little link cat, she looks like me because she. You're funny, Toast. She looks like me because she was trying to look like me. And white people all look the same. But frickin', I was dressed as that when I was 16 because I was going to a Legend of Zelda symphony. So judge me about that all you want. I wore a homemade Legend of Zelda Link outfit, and I went to a Legend of Zelda symphony, and there was a ton going on. It was amazing. I had the time of my life, and it has since become the bane of my existence. But it was a great time. So that happened. This is a spooky episode. We're wearing this. We're Link. Hey yeah. 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 I just played Legend of Zelda. That's what I'm doing. But yeah, I like being Link. Anyway, stupid profile headlines. I have a little article that my dad sent me about this. Nerd, memes, dead, no memes, done. Dumb headlines. Check this out. This is terrible. Rant the headlines. Yeah, check this out. These are genuine headlines. I think somebody found it. I think my dad found an article and he sent all these to me. But literally, men want to be me, women want to be with me, and companies want to hire me. It's as simple as that. Tie-loathing adventurer and thrill seeker. Like, that's not that bad. I've seen things like that, but like, talk about what you do, please. Ruthless in business and proud of it. Don't get in my way, really. I hate this stuff. I've seen myself in the mirror. I don't need any silly private messages to tell me how beautiful I am. The confidence, the actual confidence. I don't believe in spamming people unless you do, in which case I'm totally fine with that. What? I've managed to keep a sales job for the last 10 years without completely losing my soul. Cool. I'm working until wow. All these are just terrible. Just looking at these, I can't. I'm dying myself. There's so much weird stuff. There needs to be more etiquette for how to actually frickin' write stuff. I'm gonna make some memes about this for sure. Quite possibly the only person on LinkedIn who isn't a results-oriented team player with excellent. I'm so tired. If you can't tell, cut me and I bleed content. Yeah, where was that? That was a good one. Cut me and I bleed content. Yeah, cut me and I bleed content. That's funny. I bully words. Looking for a job in marketing. I'm a particularly good chef. Would prefer a job with no real responsibility. Yeah. Meme etiquette meme. Meme etiquette meme. Wow, that's meta, dude. That's too much for me. I could make a LinkedIn etiquette meme. Jack of all trades, master of none. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Well, nah. It's fine. I think that's alright. I think being a jack of all trades is good. I'm not a master of anything. People are very silly. I just want a job. Please someone hire me. That's just desperation. Oh man, that poor guy. I joined LinkedIn to find friends, connect with me. God, that's a problem. 3 strengths: friendly, kind, and pleasant. That's pretty good. All right. I got nothing else. To rant about. I think I did a nice rant about, like, make sure that you don't get taken advantage of as a human being when you're working on new shit. Even if you're running a company, don't let people take advantage of you. There has to be a real benefit. Either you're getting paid, you're getting exposure, you're getting experience, whatever it is, but it needs to be something that you want. Like, somebody recently contracted me to write a blog article because I'm a decent kind of speaker on a couple of different things, and like quitting your job to start entrepreneurship, like blah 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 blah. Like, I know a lot of people that have done that, and so I have a decent amount of like mental experience in that space, right? And I've avoided careers, I've avoided all those different things, and I'm trying to do entrepreneurship the safe way. There are plenty of ways to do that. They are not talked about enough, and so I'm going to write a little article for a decently popular website on when you're quitting your job to be an entrepreneur, what do you need to do? What do you need to be careful about? That is free work. I'm not getting paid for that. I didn't ask for pay. It was interesting to me because, first of all, that's extra content for my website. And if that's a backlink to my website, like, that's SEO. And that was a decently popular website. I think they get like 50,000 viewers per month, which is awesome, right? So that's valuable. That's valuable to me, right? That's valuable to my time, me, and what I'm working on. It is not valuable for somebody who doesn't have a website. That's just free content for that people. You need to make sure that what you're doing and what people are contracting you for has some value in terms of getting paid, in terms of exposure, in terms of experience, in terms of just like, oh my God, in terms of a network. People will sell the network to you though. Like, be careful with the network. I hate it when people tell me like, oh, you should, like, if you could come in and take notes and work on this, or you know somebody that could like come in and take notes on like this thing that I'm working on, to help me like rewrite some stuff or write blog articles for me. Think of all the people they would get to meet. I interview such great people. So many cool people come through my office. Think of the network. Like, that's not a network to me. That's just like free content. Because a network is when you individually are making an impact on that other person's life, and so they trust you and they want to build like stuff with you and they want to like hire you, like whatever. That's what is valuable in a network. But what's not valuable is just seeing people come through an office or casually meeting people. Like, that's not building a network. I don't know. There's a lot of things that freaking stuff will try to sell you on. I wrote about it in my startup internship little blog post. I wrote about it here. Beware startup internships. They only always give you the things that you need to have. Be careful. But beyond that, yeah, I got not too much else to rant. I'm a little sick today, so I'm a little bit low energy, a little tired. I get tired a little bit quickly. Today was a good day, though. Today was a pretty good day. I had a lot of fun. Slept a lot. Shopped. I got a ton of food. It's a good dang day. I hope all of you have a good dang day and had a wonderful Halloween. I love this time of year. It's chilly. There's leaves. It's beautiful. There's spook. Halloween's my favorite holiday. Maybe Christmas. I don't know. I'm torn. Anyway, I got nothing else to say. Fun stream. Had a lot of fun. I think we talked about some good stuff. I think we ranted about good things. And if anybody can help me actually figure out some real stuff to hop on for like high ticket sales, a new customer discovery thing, I'm probably going to go into something a little bit in the medical field to try to make an impact. I made a difference. To try to make an impact. Like, if anybody has suggestions there, I'm probably going to go into something like something medical, just because it's high ticket sales and it's expensive in that kind of sense. Yeah. But if I would love suggestions, I would love help. Anything in that space. Woohoo. Yeah. Shit's good. I appreciate y'all hopping on. I think this is a pretty like well attended stream. I'm very happy about it. We still got 12 people. Y'all are great. I really appreciate y'all hopping on the stream and sticking with me, talking about a lot of BS, but also some productive stuff. If you would like to see any streams in the future, I would love suggestions. If you want to check out my things and maybe subscribe to future newsletters, just pop in your email on entrepreneur.blog, my newsletter. And I send out regular updates. Sometimes I do calendar invites. Sometimes I just make emails, like whatever. But I update on past streams and things like that. And when I upload them to YouTube, if you want to watch them later, if you miss anything, all that information and all stuff that I'm working on, you should sign up for my newsletter. I would really appreciate if you hopped on there and signed up there so I can ping you on future things. Beyond that, this has been Entrepreneur, episode whatever the heck. And I hope you had a wonderful Halloween. I'll see y'all next week. We might build an internet business. We might build something else. I have no idea. We'll find out. But I appreciate y'all hopping on. Hope you have a great night. Y'all very patient and wonderful people. You're beautiful. I'll see you later. See you next week. Night.